Welcome to Out of the World. We're 8 months on the way on this epic world trip. You already saw us visiting Thailand here in Asia, where we moved on to Indonesia, and this is the island of Java. So welcome to Yogyakarta. In the previous 7 episodes, you saw an amazing tour of Thailand. Full of nature, temples and beautiful beaches. And now we fly to the cultural heart of Java. Yogyakarta is kind of a big city, but the best neighborhood to stay at is Malioboro, in which we have a rooftop pool. And this is a pretty nice start. For less than 30 bucks a night we stay in Yogya, as the city is called by its inhabitants. In 1946, it briefly became the capital when Indonesia became independent from the Netherlands. Islam is by far the largest religion, but Hinduism is still prominent in the streets. A real mix of cultures. After some relaxing days on the rooftop pool, it's time to go out and do something for real. Yogyakarta is so beautiful, and we're starting with the biggest sight of all. We immediately visit a real Hindu icon of the city. Just outside of Yogyakarta is one of the most beautiful ancient temple complexes in the entire world. It's also the biggest Hindu complex in all of Indonesia. The name is Prambanan, which means the many priests, and is from the year 850, which makes it older than, for instance, Ayutthaya in Thailand and Angkor Wat in Cambodia. And it's perfect, by the way. Did I mention that? Prambanan is an architectural masterpiece. Especially the details in the sculptures are beautifully preserved. The first excavation of this site was done in 1895, and the first reconstruction lasted until 1953. There are 3 main temples in the middle devoted to God as the creator, Brahma, the preserver, Vishnu, and the destroyer, Shiva. And the last one is the tallest building in the middle with 47 meters, which is devoted to Shiva. In the much more recent history, in 2006, Prambanan was hit by a violent earthquake. All these piles of stone are the result, but restorations are still taking place. We make a little stroll through the area and visit a very exotic petting zoo. Now it's time to walk through our lively neighborhood. In Malioboro Street and the shopping mall, we dive in between the locals. It's about time to discover the city of Yogyakarta. I'm just gonna dive in the small and busy streets here and surrounded by all the life. I'm gonna see what the city has to offer. Jens and Suze are going to stay at the hotel today. They're gonna take some rest, but I haven't been able to find the pause button on my body, so I'm just going on Let's see the city. It's time to visit the most significant building in Yogyakarta. And it's a couple of buildings because these pavilions here are the Palace of the Sultan, right in the city center, and it's called Kraton. The funny thing is that the Sultan still actually lives here, but a part of it is open to the public, so maybe we'll bump into each other. Tough chances, but let's have a look. The palace is one big open-air museum and a beautiful journey through time. Just walking around here gives me a bit of that forbidden city vibe, like in Beijing, China. And earlier on I witnessed something really special because there were about 8 women coming out of this little tea house and they had made tea for the Sultan, so they're bringing it over there. Ooh, the Sultan is right there. Also very interesting is the wayang performance, for which Yogyakarta is famous. It's a shadow play with epic stories from Javanese culture. Just near the palace we also find the royal gardens with the water castle, also known as Taman Sari. It used to be a place for meditation and a bathhouse, and now it's a nice place to do a little morning stroll. In this complex there are a lot of pools, and you can actually still see that it used to be a bathhouse because of these stairs going into the water. And it's all quiet here, there's nobody. How awesome is that? An experience that of course you cannot skip is to take a little ride on the rickshaw. So I'm going back to the hotel with my friend over here. During our stay in Yogyakarta we switched hotels halfway. And not just because we needed a new roof over our heads, but also because we really wanted to stay at this place. It's called the Phoenix Hotel. It's a 5-star hotel where you only pay about $50, and it's listed as cultural heritage in Indonesia. A great piece of architecture and history. The most famous guest ever to stay here is former President Sukarno, who even had an office here during the Indonesian Revolution in the 1940s. We switched hotels one last time because we went to Borobudur. About 40 kilometers from Yogyakarta, this is the most famous temple complex in all of Indonesia and especially a site on Java. And we're staying in this hotel. In an hour and a half we drive to the beautiful countryside just outside Yogyakarta. We meet up with some friends here, Merlin and Edward, as they are here with their kids and parents to start their very own world trip. So we spent the day at one of the most famous Buddhist temple complexes in the entire world. Near Yogyakarta is Borobudur. We can walk around it right now, and normally we were able to go on top, but since this year it's not possible anymore. I can still tell you that up there is a big stupa and 72 smaller stupas, which symbolizes the lives of the Buddhists when they go to Nirvana. And it's still amazing to see from down here, so let's have a look. Today I'll leave the look upon the temples to the drone. This way we can still see the famous bell-shaped stupas a bit better. Just outside of Borobudur in our lovely little nature resort, we say goodbye to Java. It's the end of this episode, but not the end of Indonesia, because we continue to Bali, and from there we also visit one of the 7 natural wonders in the world, Komodo. So I'll see you soon. The popular island of Bali is only the starting point of a trip through the area. We also get to visit Nusa Lembongan, Nusa Penida and the Gilis. And in the end, the special highlight is the world wonder Komodo, where we look for manta rays and Komodo dragons. So subscribe and travel with us.